Guys, we are back and we got Grandmaster Pia Cramling with us right now. Yeah, my t-shirt looks so much redder now for some reason. Okay. Hi Pia, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine, Anna. I'm very fine.
Are you excited about the masterclass today?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to be showing 2 really good games, right?
Yeah, I will do that. It will be like almost like 1.5 game, but it's 2 games with the same openings. So I wanted to show both of them. They're quite happy. So that's the reason. Yeah, I put them together.
Yeah. No, that's great. Do you want to... Wait, I'm just going to change because I only have one ear. Okay, I'm going to be changing the place of this earring. Do you want to explain a bit what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, no, I will do that. I am going to show, first 1 game, and then there's another game with the same opening. So I decided to choose both of them. And the first game, it was played in the Olympiad 92. And this was my second Olympiad when I played in the open class. I played with the men team. So and it was my 6th Olympiad. And you know, the Olympiads, they are so great. It's really the most lovely tournament to play in. And I was so happy that I can play in the Swedish team. And at that time, you play with 4 players. You had 2 reserve. And I was on the 4th board. And it was a little bit like that. As I was very useful in the women team, the captain, we had 1 captain for both teams. It was Håkan Åkvist, and he was the one who chose the players. He was the one who went with us. And he only picked me up when he saw I had the strength to be on the 4th board. And I was just so happy I was going to play there again with the boys. And I actually played in the open section 4 times for Sweden. And 3 times I did very well. So, and this was in Manila, 92. And this was the last round. And we were playing against Brazil. Brazil was a weaker team than we. And so it was very important to win. You know, it's the last round. Everything is decided. And if you win big, you are like the elevator, you're going up very much. Finally, we only won with a minimum 2.5, and we were finishing 18th, and it was a little bit like, we were high rated, but it was a
Don't say how you did in the game though. Don't say. Let's leave that as a surprise for everyone.
Yeah, I will do that. So let's look at the game then.
Yeah. So this was then from which year was it? Did you say?
It was 92.
1992.
Yeah. 1992, and it was the year I already had became Grandmaster. I made my last GM norm in February that year, so I was more relaxed because the first Olympiad when I played in the open section with the men, I was still trying to get the norm, and I was quite tensed, and I missed some very good chances. But this year, I was more relaxed when this was, my big goal and my chess life was achieved already.
Can we, before we start with the game, can we just answer a few questions because we're getting some questions in the chat?
Yeah,
so let's just do that before we start. So we're getting a question. What is your favorite opening?
My favorite opening. My favorite now, with white now, I go for D4, C4, knight F3. I used to be E4 player, but when I got to know Juan, Anna's father, he got me to change to D4, and my result was improving. He was working very much with openings. So you will also see in what I will show today, that he had a big influence on me, also with some very nice idea he found. But he was working very much on the opening. He made material and he helped me to prepare. So I went to D4. And then with black, I always like to fianchet in my bishop, to put the bishop at G7. And then, with Juan, I also started to play Volga. It was like King's Indian and Volga for a long time. Now, with age, you get a little bit more solid, a little bit maybe more careful. So I play more solid openings, or normally I also play very long games. I go into the end games. So now I go more I don't play King's Indian, almost nothing now, but I go more for like, King's Indian. Maybe if they go knight F3, there will be bishop B4 check. If there will be Queen's Indian B6, or maybe Queen's Gambit with D5. A little bit changing there. But yeah, so this is what I play. And against e4, I always been playing c5. But this is, and it's fine. I play lots of different Sicilian, but I really like to change that. You cannot just play one move against e4.
And
this is now, yeah.
That's one funny thing, that we both play the same opening. So the openings that I play here are mostly because I have learned them from my mother, Pia Cramling. So Pia, you're the reason I play these openings, basically. So I think it's quite funny. So when you ask what openings she plays, many of the openings that I play now, she plays as well. I mean, with different variations, but I've learned them from her as well, a lot of them. So yeah. All right, do you want to start with the game? You guys can ask more questions throughout the game, and we can get some little time to ask questions as well. But let's start with the game. Do you want to say the rating of your opponent? Do you know it approximately?
Yeah. My opponent was on the fourth board, and my opponent was maybe 23, 50, something like that. So he wasn't so high rated, and at that time I was 25, 30. My peak rating was yes, my peak rate was 2550. I went there twice, but I was a little bit like going between 2,500 and 2,550 for a long time. So 1990, I got to 2,505. And then for a long time, I was staying that. Now, unfortunately, I had gone down from this level of 25, but I am fighting to come back again.
And you are really close to come back again.
Yeah, but I still have to improve some things there. So I had to press one.
Do you just want to say how long you've been playing chess for? Quickly before you start?
Yeah. No, I started 73, but really I was 10 years old, so I was not so young. And it was really when I was taught how to play chess. I didn't know how the pieces move, anything. So the first year was really about that. And then, so it's like, it's lots of time. Not 50 years yet, but getting close to that. So I've been playing for a long time, yes. And then I've been competing, you can say, since I was 12, more or less since I was 12. And actually, I've been playing all the time. I only had a bigger break when I was expecting Anna because I had some problems during pregnancy. And then I was away like 9 months. But after that, I've been, playing lots of tournament again, All
right, let's get started with the game.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, so you're playing with the white pieces.
And let's see. You can go on. And now he played d5. Yeah, I guess I expected him to play this. This is the Greenfield defense, which is a very solid, very reliable opening. And you can see that among the top players like Jan Nepo, I have very difficult to pronounce his last name, so it's Nepo. He's number 4. He plays very regularly. You have MVL, Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. He plays all the time. So, and if a player who is among the very best in the world can play it all the time, it means it's a very, very good opening. So, and if you go back, like when this game was played, if you play Greenfield, normally he's stuck to Greenfield because there's so many ideas. There's so many ways for white to choose different lines, different plans against Greenfield. So you need to know a lot. And so normally at that time, the Greenfield player, they were very, very stubborn. They were playing Greenfield. Now, of course, we had the databases, we had the computer. It's easier to play lots of different openings. And I played Greenfield myself when I was a little younger than you are. And it was because of Gunnar Johansson. He was a little bit a trainer for me. He was giving me ideas, and he thought it was a very good opening. And I played it for some time, but I wasn't so successful with it. And I think it was because I really didn't get to understand it because it's so complex. And it was also one of the few openings I played my brother didn't play because I normally try to, what he played, I played. So there were lots. He played Sveshnikov, he played Dragon, he played Alyoshin. I played all this opening. I played English, and I was E4 player. So, But okay, so that's Greenfield. And now here with white, you have so many moves you can play and different ideas. And I decided to play something I liked very much, which was my favorite opening at this time. This is 92, it's 28 years back, a long time ago, but which I played from maybe 85 until 2000, during 15 years, all very regularly. And it's because of Juan. He was the one who came with ideas, show me how to play it with white. So I played the exchange variation. So I took on d5. And yeah, black takes back. And now I play e4. But you can go back one move. I just want to show one little idea. In this position, I also played, and this is not so unusual, go bishop d2. Can you show this move? Bishop d2. And then, okay, black go bishop d7 and bishop g7.
Sorry, I didn't understand bishop d7 hanging the knight.
Yeah. E4, you take the center. And now knight, you can take on c3, but you can go knight b6. And now you go bishop e3. So you see...
bishop d3 or e3?
No, you have e3. We have to protect the pawn. Yeah. So now you see we have got this position. White has the center. But white has played bishop d2, bishop e3 in 2 moves. So it has been a little bit slow. So let's go back. I will tell you why I wanted to show this. And let's go back. So I didn't go bishop d2. I played e4 now directly. This is the main line. And this is, white is taking the center. And it's a little bit strange that you can give the center in this way. For maybe 140, 50 years ago, this was considered dubious for black because, white has very impressive center, and it didn't look like black has compensation for it. But later on, they discovered that you give white the center, but then you get a target, something to attack. And now almost everyone takes on c3. But sometimes you see knight b6, and I just wanted to show you why knight b6 is maybe not such a good move here. Can you make this knight b6? Because now white play bishop e3 in one move, and black go bishop g7. And now we have the same position as before. But now black, in here, white is to move, but in the other position, black was to move. So this is, of course, advantage to white. And normally white here go h3 and then knight f3. And this little h3 move is just so when you go knight f3, you will not be pinned with bishop g4. And the bishop on c8 doesn't really have a good square, somewhere to go. So, but this was just a little bit to explain why everyone is taking on c3 when you go e4 in the opening. Yeah. So let's go back to my game. So e4, he took. I took back. Yeah, developing, and bishop c4. Yeah, this is the idea. With the setup I choose. You go out with the bishop, it's looking at black's king side, and now the plan is also that you go out first with the bishop, so you can put the knight, you don't have to go to f3, you can put the knight on e2, and there are some advantages or disadvantages with it. But instead of bishop c4, this was very popular 20, 30 years ago. Now people like to go maybe knight f3, bishop e3, to play that way, maybe knight f3, you go rook b1, you have lots of different ideas, but I think that's more popular now. And but then when the knight is on f3, you always have to count on that there will be this pin bishop g4, and black is getting easier, more pressure against d4. But it's a matter of taste what you play. So I play bishop c4, and this is what I always played.
Pia, was this the main line before? Bishop c4?
I think bishop c4 was the main line. Yes, I would consider absolutely the main line, the more popular, so.
Yeah. Okay, bishop c4.
And c5, that's also the most popular way for black to play. But it's not the only one. You can go castling, knight c6 without the pawn on c5. You can even go b6, but this is more... like castling, knight e2, and now you can go b6. There are different ways of playing, and here maybe white can be, maybe even white can go h4 or play castling. There are different ideas.
Ooh, h4, I like this.
Yes. Now h4, in this, because when the center is closed, you always have this idea of h4, h5. Sometimes you want to open the H line. Sometimes you want even to put the pawn on H6, just to make the position more cramped for black. This bishop to G7, have to go back, and also with the pawn on H6. It will be defended. You could go castling afterwards, and then black will be a little bit on mate on the last rank. So it's a little bit a way of taking space from black. But also, H5 take on G6. You want to put the queen maybe to H4, and then you have some, attacking ideas. Bishop H6 to change the black square bishop. So H4 you always have in this line in different position, and this is in different positions. So, but let's go back. But he played C5 instead. And this is, I think it's called the Spassky variation after the world champion Boris Spassky. And now I defend he's threatening to take on D4. So, I defend my pawn, of course. And then open up for castle. He's continuing putting pressure. And really, white wants to keep the pawns where they are, not to quickly to move it forward, because they will, you will lose control of the squares. Now, C5, D5, E5, all F5, all the squares are covered by the pawns, so they're strong as like they are. So I defend my pawn and also, develop. So this is very logical. And black, castling, and I castling. But before you make my castling, I just want to make, you can go back. Castling for black, this is absolutely normal. And I also castling. But before you do it, I just want to mention that Magnus Carlsen liked to play this position, especially in blitz, in very short games. And then he liked to go H4 here, which is a little bit of fun more. I never played H4 here, but it's a little bit the same idea like I told you before. It's maybe to open up the H line, but now when black has so much play in the center, I think it's more is to put the pawn on H6, yes, to cramp black's position. But you always have to be ready that maybe the king have to go to F1. But I never played like that. I played, this is much more unusual. This is maybe not, it's not considered the best way for white. It's the best way is, it's just the normal way is to go on with the development to castle like I did.
Does he play this? Has Magnus played this in classical games as well, or only in blitz?
I haven't seen him playing this classical game. I saw him play the blitz. I'm not sure even if he played it in rapid games, but in blitz he liked to play this. So it's and he played it. So it's just a little bit funny more. But if black takes on D4 and go Queen F5 check, then you really have to go King F1. So and play like that. So, but I played the normal, and this is also a team tournament. So one is I never played H4, but in a team tournament I also would. I want to play more. What's it? More positional, more quiet.
Pia, we have a question from the chat here.
Yes.
So, question is that in this position, if you would go H4, like we said here, and black plays H5, then they're asking, how does white proceed? What's the plan for white?
If you go that way, you will go, I think you will just go castling here. I think you just will do that because, the pawn, there is no really, I think you will go castling, and then you have some plans with going, you sometimes you have plans to go knight F4 and on G6. Maybe you will go E5 also afterwards. I think you will go E5 actually. The idea is to go E5, maybe queen E5 and knight F4. These are the moves white is going to play. I don't know if I go castling first or if I go E5 directly. Actually, I could play E5 directly, and the idea is to play knight F4. This could be, and you're playing against. This could be the idea.
Would you say then that H5 is bad for black? We're getting that question as well in the chat.
Yeah, I think H5 is not the best. I don't think so. I think normally it's either you go Queen A5 and you take or D4 and go Queen A5, because I think that the weakness I think that the weakness will be more. You will feel it more for black than for white. And now you will have this knight F4. This is a very nice square for for white also to play. Or maybe sometimes, I don't know if you can go queen d2, queen h6, but I like knight f4. And the idea with e5 is that you restrict the bishop and there's less pressure on d4, so you are planning to go knight f4 also.
Okay, awesome. So really good, guys. When you ask questions about the position, we can always answer those, or well, Pia can answer those questions about the position. So you can really always suggest moves in the chat, and we'll answer that. All right. Castles, and should I go to next move, bishop g4?
Yes, bishop g4. This is my game against Edson Suboy. But I will actually show you another game because this position. So if you go back with bishop c4, because this position I had many times because this was my pet line against Greenfeld, and lots of play Greenfeld. So every time I knew someone's going to play Greenfeld, I really want to play these setups. So this game was actually played, the other one, where black played queen c7 instead. And this is another idea here. And black's idea is to put pressure on d4. You can do it by different ways, but I guess queen c7 is the most common. And now with the queen on c7, you're a little bit also looking at the bishop on c4. So it's normal I will defend the bishop. So, and the player behind the black piece was Irina Levitina. And the game was played in the Women Candidate Tournament, 86, so long time ago in Malmö. And it was the winner of the candidate tournament was going to play the world champion, the woman world champion, which was Maya Chibananidze. And we were 8 players. There were 5 players for Soviet Union. It was Yelena Akhmelovskaya who won it. She won it very convincingly. And then it was Nana Alexandria, Semyonova. I'm a little bit unsure of her first name. And it was, now my screen went off. And it was Litanskaya and Levitina. They were the 5. And then we were 3 players outside Soviet Union. It was Wu from China. I didn't see her so much afterwards. It was Agnieszka Brusman from Poland and me. And we all had qualified in different ways. And we qualified in the interzonal, because at that time you had interzonal, and the first 3 in the interzonal qualified. But So we played each other, double rounds, black and white, and this was my white game against Irina Levitina. I knew she liked to play a Greenfeld, so I thought this could be a possibility against her. And then Juan had prepared exactly what happened in our game. So I played Rook C1, which is very important move because you defend the bishop on C4, and you go out of this long diagonal. Bishop, the black square bishop in G7 is looking down to A1. So this is the right place, yeah, exactly, to put the rook. So, and now black kept on to put pressure on d4. This is also the most popular move, rook d8. But actually, if black was allowed to play rook a d8, this would be the dream setup, to have the other rook to d8. Because when you go to rook d8, you see f7 is a little bit left alone. Gets a little bit weaker, this square. So that's why some players prefer to go out with the bishop and then go with the other rook to d8. But this is more quicker. Now I think the most popular here is maybe queen d2 or maybe bishop f4. But I play the most tactical, the most aggressive way.
Yeah, just 1 second. Can I just say something? Just to clarify, yes. So the game that we were watching before against Suboy, which is the game from the Olympiad, was with bishop g4. But now Pia is showing when she played against, what was her name once again?
Irina Levitina.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Irina Levitina. And then she played queen c7 instead of bishop g4. So this is a different game, guys. So just to keep that very clear so that there is no confusion. So bishop g4 was the game against Suboy, and queen c7 is against Levitina. So we'll get back to the bishop g4 game. But Pia wanted to show this game as well with queen c7 instead, when they don't, as you said, when they don't bring out the bishop early and they play a queen move. So let's look at that. Okay, rook d8. Awesome.
So I played the most aggressive, and it was f4. And this is a little bit, I want to put the pawn on f5 and I want to attack f7. So it's very aggressive. And this is a little bit typical Juan. He really wanted, this is very much his style to play like this. And I guess that's why he prepared this. He prepared me exactly for this candidate tournament. So, and then, Black is putting more pressure on d4, and this is by going out with the bishop to g4, because now when I move the pawn to f4, there is a pin and I can't get out of the pin. And I just continue with my idea. I play f5.
Wow, you really,
this is really pushing. So here now she played, you can actually play two ways here. You can take on f5, and then this position is very unclear. You can take with the pawn on f5, and then you go h3. You go actually h3. This is very, very tactical, but I think it's about level. But she didn't play that way. She played the other move, which is also fine. She went knight a5. So, it's also logical. She wants to take away my bishop, because if I go bishop d3, now there is not so much more pressure against f7. And bishop d3 is the most reliable move. But I didn't play that. I played the more aggressive move. And this is again, you can see it's Juan behind here. He's the one who encouraged me to play. So I went bishop d5, and now she played e6, and this is just to ask him, my bishop, why is it here? But the best move, if you go back instead of e6, is actually to take on g take f5, and then white has to play maybe a queen e1 or h3. But again, it's very tactical, and this is a little bit the reason why white is not playing this line so much any longer, because of g take f5. But she played e6 instead, and this is what was very logical. You want to push this bishop back, and you have this pressure against d4. So I took with my pawn, of course.
Is that a mistake? She played e6. We're getting the question in the chat. Is it a mistake?
Yeah, it's a mistake. This is the mistake. Yeah, it is. And she took back with her.
Wow, you were sneaky. Yeah. Seemed like e6 was a good move, but no, okay.
No, e6 wasn't a good move. A good move was to take g take f5. This is what Black had to play in this position. And that was the reason why white is not going for this any longer. But e6 was really what I was hoping for. And I was so nervous during the game, and when I saw this move coming. And so she took back with the pawn. And now I play this really fantastic move, which was not my move. It was prepared by Juan, and it was prepared before. Okay, her idea, we can just say, her idea is if I go bishop b3 back, so you can just see what will happen. It's just disaster for white. You take on b3 with a knight, and you take with the pawn.
Wait, sorry.
You take with the pawn, and you take on d4, and you take back with the pawn, and then like queen b6. And you see this d4 pawn will just be falling now. So this is just not good for white. It's just not possible. So when I played all this move after e6, there was only one way to I have to continue. But it's a very strong move, what I play here. And so e6, yes, take. Let's take. And now this queen sacrifice. So I play
queen sacrifice.
This is a very beautiful move.
Which one was it?
Knight f4.
Knight f4. Exclamation mark, double exclamation mark, knight f4. Wow.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic move, and I was so happy to get it in the candidate. Also, in the candidate, I started very badly, very quickly. I was the highest rated, but I felt so much pressure, and I couldn't get myself to play well the way I wanted. And so here when I got the chance to play, this was some comfort to have this fantastic position. And it was, I think it was in the middle of the tournament. And here, she was thinking for I think she was thinking for an hour, actually. We were playing with a very slow time control. We had 40 minutes for 2.5 hours. And then I think we had 16 moves an hour. I think it was still 16 moves an hour. So it was a very long game. And she fought for a very long time. And now we can see first, if you go bishop take d1, which is the maybe the
Had
main
you seen
move.
this
Yes?
move? Had you seen knight f4 for a long time, or did you see it after e6?
No, this was prepared. This was all prepared. It was all prepared by Juan, who had found it at home. So this is his idea. And it's not the only time he has prepared something I got to play, and it hadn't been played before. So if you take on d1, she didn't do that, but I will show you what will happen. So white takes on e6.
With the bishop?
No, with the knight.
With the knight, sorry.
With the knight, because otherwise, you have to take with the knight, because now we are threatening both the queen, we are threatening the rook also. And if now, for example, black is moving the queen, we can say, let's see, queen b6, it's trying to keep the queen. Then we go, I take the rook on d8, check with the knight. You say this is the discovered check, the king has to go into the corner. You go knight f7. Check. The king has to come back. And now he has this slow d takes c5. This move, d takes c5, very slow move. And the queen, I don't know where you can go, but for example, queen b2, yes to show a little bit what can happen. And then now I like knight h6, and it's a little bit like not allowing black to give space for his king, her king h8. And then now he has to take on d1. With I think the c rook, yes, you take with the c rook, and this is just it's a piece and a rook for the queen, but the king is so bad, and it's so difficult for a black to do anything, because it's very easy that there could be some kind of mating attack here. So. This is just very good. This is actually winning for white, this position.
Can you explain just why exactly it is winning for white?
Now, because let's see, what is my threat? Let's see, if you go, let's say you make something like, my move next now is maybe some slow rook f7, rook f2, and to double rooks. Or if you play bishop c3, let's see here. If you go bishop, or let's say we can go rook f8. You want to change some pieces. Yeah, we can take this line, rook f8, for example. Okay, bishop c3, yes. Then we will go like knight f7 check. And we will go, you have to go king g8, I assume.
Because if king g7, we might have bishop h6.
Yeah, then we can go here, yes. And now we go knight d8 check, yes. And now you see that, after king h8, there will be this mate, rook f8, king g7, and rook g8. Is it not a mate? Yeah. So maybe we go rook. Yeah, but maybe we go rook f7 first here. We go rook f1 in this position.
But is it not mate with knight e6?
Or knight e6 is mate. Yeah, this is mate, knight e6. So there's so many different mate. Yeah, knight e6 is a beautiful mate. So it's the same. And if you go the other way, let's say if you take the pawn the other way, just to show how it,
with the queen.
Back. Yeah, if you take the queen, for example. Then, let's go here. Queen takes c3. Then I think we go rook f3. This slow. I think it's just, could it be here or maybe? I think maybe rook f3 could be the moment, because we have some idea now. Let's say black makes some slow mo. I just want to show this idea what I'm threatening. So let's say black plays some knight c4 perhaps. Let's say this move. Can we do that? Yeah. Now we have knight f. This is a bad move, but I just wanted to show something. Knight f7 check. King g8. Knight e5 check. King h8. And now, of course, now I can take on c4. But we had also this idea of taking on g6, pawn take and rook h3, bishop h6. And now, you can take on h6. You can go bishop d4. There's this is just bishop d4 is just winning. So it's just such a fantastic position. But of course, it's just all white's pieces are working so well, and the black king is just in very, very, very much danger. Yeah. And it's a little bit typical, So this is just some of the possibility what could happen. But this would have been maybe more logical that she takes on d1. But black has better possibilities. Let's go back.
Yes, let's thank you also, Edwin, for the 400 bits. All right, let's go back a few moves. But yes, black is just really cramped. It's really hard to find a plan for black in this position, it seems like.
Yes, because it's a little bit like black is playing without the knight on the rim and the rook. But in this position, bishop take d1 still, because this is what I expected her to play. Knight take e6. And now the best move, don't move the queen. Now the best move is rook take d5 to play this. Rook take d5. And this is, I take on c7, and it's and now you have to go rook d7, because you cannot go and defend the rook, because then I will be an exchange up. I take the rook. I take the rook with my knight, yes.
Wait, sorry, you said rook d7?
Rook d7, yes, exactly what you play. Yes, I take the rook with my knight.
Wait, how can you take the rook with the knight?
The knight on c7. No, I take the rook. I take black's rook with a knight. White plays knight takes c7, again take a7. Take the rook on a8.
There's a rook on a8. Sorry, I was just looking at the rook on d7. So sorry, Pia. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah. No, there's something this happened that we don't see the whole board, and this is very important. So, and then maybe bishop e2. I just want to show rook e1 I like, and bishop a6. And now the idea, bishop a6, now the idea is to try to win this knight with b6, bishop e7. But now, this is not winning for white, but this is a big advantage for white. White can play in different ways, but I think d5 or maybe e5 are the fine ways. Yeah, maybe d5 actually, maybe d5 or maybe e5. I wasn't sure what is the better, but or maybe e5 just to try to push the pawns like this. So, but this was her best chance, and this would be advantage for white, but this is still a fight. And even if you have a good position, you have to still keep on playing a good way. And the day is because normally, when you have end games, if she has if she gets the knight on a8, she will have a rook. She will have a knight, a bishop against my rook, and I will have two pawns, because to get it normally she has to go b6, and she has to go b6, bishop b7. So I will get another pawn. So normally it should be better for me, but there's still lots of pieces left. But my two pawns in the center are so strong. So, but this was really her best chance. But she didn't play it. She played a move I think we were not actually analyzing. So it was a little bit like a shock for me when she played. She took on d5. With a pawn. And yes, I want to say one more thing also. Yeah, go back. I have one little more comment. If you go queen take f4, this doesn't work. But I just want to show that it's losing, because I take back with the bishop. And when you take on d1, I have this bishop take e6 check, and I take back, and I will be just a healthy pawn up, and bishop pair. This is just winning. But maybe we take a bit rook on f4. I said take with the bishop, but maybe it's better to take with the rook on f4. This is true. So after queen take f4, we take rook, and rook now bishop e6, and we take back here. Yes, like this. So like this, we keep the two pawns in the center. Yeah. So this was also not any possibility for black. So let's go back. So she took, instead of that, she didn't dare to go into queen sacrifice. And this is quite, because it's so psychological. I play something, I play more fast than I usually do. She understood this was a preparation, and she wanted to avoid what looked very dangerous. So she took on d5. I took her bishop. And now she played queen d7. And and it's very much about this e6 square, because when we have changed the white square bishop, she still has a knight on the rim, which is a little bit out of play. And for example, if let's say if she, can you go back to the queen? Mm? Yeah, and now I was also threatening to take on d5. But if you go like, let's say you take the pawn on e4, this looks very normal to play. But then I just go knight e6. It's friend and fork, so black has to go queen d7. So it's a little bit of pin, so I cannot take the rook. Queen d7, and now queen take e4. And now after rook e8, I go d5. And I have just very, very nice knight on e6. I have a nice pawn on d5. My planning is to go take on c5 or to go c4. So this is, and I have plans like bishop g5, bishop f6 to weaken up her king side. So this is just a nice position for me. So that's why she didn't want to do it. So instead she played, can you go back?
We got a question for you, Pia, as well. Did you consider taking your time before sacrificing the queen so that it didn't look like a preparation, or did you not think about this at all?
Yeah, no, I did actually. I didn't do it immediately. I know this is what everyone say nowadays, that when you know something, you have to play it directly. But it's a little bit like my character. I've always been, hesitating. I've always been a slow player, always come into time trouble. And even if I knew it, and there was no comeback. After, as I show you, after e6, there's no comeback. White has to go knight f4. Otherwise, I'm just very bad position. So, but I didn't blitz it out. I was a little bit taking time, but I don't know. I didn't take so long time for it. So she could understand that this was something I had up to my sleeve. I had prepared before that I knew when I played it.
All right, let's go back then.
So,
all right. So queen takes g4.
Yes, and now I did a move. I was queen d7. Yes, she played it. And now I played a move I like very much, queen e6 check. But I want to show you what happened if I take the pawn. So, because I could also take the pawn, but it's not so completely, I really like my move much better. If I take a pawn, like I change queens first, I take on d7, and you take back, and I go knight d5. And yes, then black played rook e8. And I wasn't really so, I thought this wasn't so convincing, because now e4 is hanging. And for example, if I would play something like rook f4, this is a mistake, because you can go rook take d5 and rook e3, I guess, yes. And rook e3. I wonder if maybe we should take on d4 before that. But this is hanging in the air. Maybe it's more correct to take on d4. I'm not sure. But is it take? No, it's not because of check. No, I have to take it. But I really don't want to allow this. It will also be hanging on c3. I think this will be fine for black to play. So take on d5 and take on e3, I think is fine for black to play, actually. So rook f4 is not also that maybe there's not bishop h6, but to have this piece a little bit hanging is not so nice. So I didn't want to go into this.
Also, here they're asking if you can play bishop h6 instead.
Yeah, I can go bishop h6, but then maybe you're right. Maybe this is the better way to play it, because bishop h6. Let's see. Because if we go bishop d2, I will go knight c4. So, it could be that this is also a possibility. Yeah, it could be absolutely that this is a possibility too. So it's really not what you want to do. Okay, now maybe you can take on c5. So maybe I would, maybe you can take on c5 here. I take on d2. So maybe this is a better version for him. No, we cannot. Yeah. Let's say if we take on c5, this is a mistake. We take on d2. And now when they move the rook, if you go something like rook b4, I have knight f3 check, and I take the other rook on the c1. So it will be, yeah, I don't think this. And then if you go rook take b7, I give check, and I take on c5. This is a piece up.
Oh, you give a check. Sorry, you give this check.
I prefer. I wanted to control everything, and so it's. But also to put the rook on f4, you have all these pieces hanging. It's just not something I really wanted to do. So I didn't want to go for this end game. So instead of that, I was thinking quite long here, and instead of that, I played the other move. Yeah, queen e6.
Okay, so let's go back. So after queen d7, you played queen e6.
Yeah, because now I really want her to change, to take on e6, because it's so much about the square to get my knight there. So let's say if she takes, she didn't do it, she moved the king, but if she takes, we can see what happened. I take back. And now, if she goes to rook d6, I can just take on c5 if I want, rook d6. And after she goes and takes an e4, I put this little between move. Yes, I can go bishop f4, and I take on e4 next move. So I will be a pawn up here. But here maybe she will have a little bit play. She has some squares, but still I'm a pawn up. So this is better for me. So you can go back. And if she goes like, So.
Where do you want me to go back?
Yeah, here. Yeah, and if you go rook e7, rook e8, I would probably go e take d5. I keep, instead of taking exchange, because my knight will be far away, she take on e4, I will just take on d5. And just to control this position, and with this fantastic knight on e6. So she didn't want to do that. She played in another way. And can you go back? So she played king h8, and now I just took the pawn on d5. So I even more control in this e6 square. So, and even if the pawn, took on d5, and maybe it doesn't look so. It's a pawn, she can't really get rid of it, but it's very much. It's about the white squares. And now I have this d5. You see this knight on f4 is fantastic, controlling so many squares. It's defending d5, maybe going to e6 also. So, she played knight c4 now here, hitting my bishop. And she wanted to get her knight on the rim into play. And this is a little bit one of the disadvantages with this line. In general, you get a knight on a5, and sometimes it can be stuck there for some time. So I move my bishop f2. And now she took on d4. And this is probably a little bit of a mistake, actually. Her best chance is maybe to go, maybe bishop h6 to play this. And then I just to pin my, and then I just go rook e1. I go rook e1. And the idea with rook e1, I will show you, is to get out of the pin. And if you take on f6, the rook ce1. Yeah. And if you take on f4, I have queen f6, and I take back. Yeah. And she's getting so weak. Oh, quick. And I take back. Maybe when I go rook e7, and there will be a mate. No? So I can choose. I can choose what.
Maybe we can choose this one instead.
We can choose this one. If she take on h2, I go king. Yes. So this is what I would do. So she cannot take that one and go back. And if she goes, can you go back?
Yeah. Thank you, Omni Perspective, for the 100 bits as well.
Okay, so and if after rook e1, bishop h6 still, okay. She took on d4. Yeah, we can continue with the game. Maybe I'm going too far. We have still another one. And now, of course, to choose to have a passive bishop or an active bishop, I take with the bishop. This is very natural. This is very good. And also, because now my bishop come into play, and I'm taking away her strong bishop in g7, which means her king side will be more weak. She took on d4, and I took back. And now she's really in big problems here. I think maybe yeah, the best chance for her is she played b5, and she wanted to keep her knight on c4. This is what happened in the game. And can you go back? Let's say if she goes knight b6. If she go knight b6, I will just go queen e5 check. And after queen e5, if she goes king g8, rook c7, and I'm threatening mate. And if she go queen d7, I will take on g7, I have knight e6, and I will win exchange. And here with the open files, this is just very easy winning, because the rooks in the end games, when they're open files, they are so strong, and the knight it can't handle to play on both sides of the board. It's such a slow piece. So go back. So this is why knight b6 was not possible. Her best chance here after, bishop take d4. Yeah, let's go. Bishop take, pawn takes. Her best chance here was to take on e6 and rook c8. But then I will go and rook c8. I will go rook f7, and we will play this position where this d pawn is very strong. My plan is to take on b7, maybe to go rook d7 and d6. So maybe also rook f1. So if she doesn't play something forceful, I will keep another rook. And it's very, very dangerous for her. So she can go knight e6, but I take on c8 and I go rook d7, and I have a very big plus here, a big advantage with my d pawns and with this knight and the rook on the 7. And this is very typical. A rook on the 7 is limiting the king. The king has to be on the last rank, and the rook also has to stay on the last rank for some time, because it's like it's a mate red here. Yeah. So let's go back. She played this b5, and then I just had to make one move, and she resigned.
Oh.
Yeah, this is what I just made a move, and she resigned here.
You made a move and she resigned here. Okay, can we give 2 minutes for the chat to try to find that move? Can we just give 2 minutes? Should we do that? I'm gonna think as well. But let's see if chat can find the move without finding the game. Have you published the game?
Sorry?
Have you published the game?
This one?
Yeah.
No, I don't know the opponent.
Okay, good. Then that means that no one knows the next move. So let's see if someone can find the last move. Let's see. Okay, we got a suggestion. We got many suggestions. Is it knight takes g6?
Yeah, this knight takes g6. So it's a little bit like a shocking move, because I'm quite sure she didn't see it. And I'm not sure, but I think she was thinking for a time before she resigned. And actually, I think she was thinking for a while before she resigned here. And the point is, of course, that if you take back, I will go, well, I don't know really what you call it in English. I will go this rook f8. So you move what can you do here? If you go king g7, there's a mate. And if you take an f8, I take, if you go rook, king h7, then I just go rook f7. I take the queen. Or I take the queen. And king
g7?
Queen f6. I think this is the...
it's queen f6, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the... Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, not that way, Anna.
Oh, sorry.
No, not that. No, you go queen h4.
Queen h4? Oh, like this. Now we found the good way.
Yeah, you go that way. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah. No, but this is important things, because sometimes, this is the right square, but sometimes to know which piece where you have to put there. So after knight g6, and she doesn't take it, it also mate. So there was just... So that's why she decided to resign. Yeah, if you go back, if you don't... Yeah, after rook...
Yeah, really
okay, she
nice,
can take
actually.
on
Really nice.
So there was some tactical themes in this game, and I was really so happy to get to play this knight f4. I had a very tough tournament at this moment. I was improving a little bit, but in the end I was 4 out of 8. I was not very happy, but this was some comfort that I could get to play this game and get to play this queen sacrifice.
What is king h7 they're asking? If king h7...
Yeah, okay. You can go king h7. That's true. Not king g7. King h7. Yes. Then I take on d7 and I take on a8. Yeah, this is true. This is the best way to play. I take on d7 and I take on a8. And now I will have exchange up. And this is just like I say. What do I have? I will have a pawn up. Okay, I have 2 pawns up. Okay,
Why can you not play rook f7 though? Here.
Rook f7. Yeah, of course. Sorry, I'm sorry. Of course, rook f7 because after king d7. Yeah, this is the easier. And after I will go rook c3 and rook h3. So it's of course this is easier. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay, so then she resigned after rook f8.
No, she resigned after knight takes g6.
Oh, she resigned after knight takes g6. Okay, but that was the idea. Okay, in this position she resigned.
Yeah, because if you go king g6, I queen f6, king g8, and I have knight e7. So it's also just hopeless.
Okay, well, this was a really, really beautiful game. Everyone is saying this in the chat, that it was a really beautiful game.
No, it was really nice. But it was thanks to Juan. He was really the one who found this idea. And after the game, the secondant of Levitiner, it was Victor Gavrikov. He came to Juan and he said, "Oh, I really want to analyze this position with you." And because he didn't know this sacrifice, because he was a specialist in Greenfeld. And as he was her secondant, he was the one who made her to play this opening. But he didn't know this idea then. So let's go back and to see the other game. Actually, yes, like an anecdote. The last time I saw Irina Levitina, it was actually in China. I was playing mind games. And when you play mind games, there are 4 different sports. It's chess. I think it's some kind of, is it Go? And there are another sport, and it's bridge. And she was there playing bridge. So now she's a professional bridge player, and she's playing from the United States. She's living there since long, yeah. And I asked her if she wanted to come back to chess, but no, she didn't want to. She was very happy with her bridge. And she's a very strong bridge player.
Oh, so she doesn't play any chess anymore?
No, not as far as I know. Maybe with some friends, but not any official. So, but it was just quite fun. I saw her 8 or 10 years ago. Yeah. I saw her twice or 3 times, and it was in China. So, let's go back to the game.
Bishop g4. So now this is the game against Suboi. So the one that says here from the Olympiad, Brazil. Against Brazil. Yeah,
this move looks a little bit funny, but because bishop g4, you're pinning the knight, you want to take on d4, but I easily can get after the pin. I just play f3, but that's what black wants to. Black wants white to play this little move, so it will, the bishop will not be defended on e3. If the queen comes to b6 somehow, this diagonal g1 h7 will be a little bit weaker. So this is the idea with going to bishop g4. So I played f3. This is the only, I want to keep the pawn in the center. I don't want to move the pawn d5. I don't want to make e5 either. So, and now she played what is the most, not he played knight a5. Yes, f3. And now you can go on. Next
knight
move.
a5, yes.
Knight a5. And now I played bishop d3, but which was the main line. But put the bishop back on c4, because when it was the World Championship match between Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov, it was played in Sevilla. 1987, we were playing more. I think I'm not exactly in the number of games, but 20 games, maybe more, maybe even 28, 25, and playing for 2 months. But there, Karpov, he played this bishop take f7 in, I think, 4 games. And so he's grabbing a pawn. And I just wanted to show what can happen. Rook takes f7. And now pawn take g4. Rook take f1. And king takes f1.
King takes f1, wow.
Yeah, king takes f1. And in the first game, when he played it first time, I think Kasparov was thinking very long, maybe also an hour. This hour thinking I've seen in some games now. But he was thinking very long before he played queen g6. And I'm not going to go into more about this line, but it was considered harmless, that black gets good play for the pawn. But Karpov showed that things are not so easy. And out of these 4 games, I think Karpov won 1, Kasparov won also 1, and there were 2 draws. So this line is actually called the Sevilla variation because it was, introduced. It was played more actually by Anatol Karpov. Maybe it was a novelty. Maybe it was first time a strong play played it. I don't know, but and maybe it was first time was played and was commented in format. But and I was wondering if you haven't played this idea. Can you remember that? To take on F7, long time ago.
Have I done this?
I was wondering if you haven't played it, but maybe I could mix things up.
You know, it's really interesting because I sort of recognize this idea. I think I've seen this before, but I didn't recognize this king takes f1. But this bishop takes f7. But I mean, if I did it, I don't think I've studied this from these games that you're saying. In that case, I probably just realized during the game, oh, I can win a pawn here, and then take on g4. So.
Yes. So it has been played, but it's not so it's not so common. Yeah. So but I think also Kramnik has played it, and it also suits his styles. Both Karpov and Kramnik are very, very positional player, and they know how to put the pieces exactly because white has to be careful. Yeah. So let's go back. I didn't play this. I played bishop d3, and every time when I had this position, I played bishop d3. And the reason you don't go, can you go back? You don't go bishop d5. I just want to say the reason you don't go bishop d5 is now black go bishop d7, and now e6 is coming, and now maybe I have to go e5, but this is not really what I want to do. E4, e6, and bishop e4, and then sometimes the knight comes to c4. No. So white has to go back with the bishop to d3. Or you have to play this Sevilla variation. So now black takes on d4. Everything and I have to take back with the pawn, of course. I to keep my pawns very nicely together. And his next move, which is also the normal one. And this looks a little bit strange. I mean, this position is a very well-known position. White has this very lovely center, and black has a little bit strange pieces because the bishop in e6, as soon as I get in d5, the bishop is not well placed there. But there's some lack of coordination for white. If my queen was already on d2, I would play rook a c1, and everything would be fine. But the problem now, if I go queen d2, it's not the move I like to do because black goes knight c4 and I have to give up my bishop pair, and it's just equal immediately. I don't want to give the bishops. There is no problem any longer for black, so it doesn't work. So, and if you go back, so put the queen on d1, and if I go queen a4, this looks very normal, to defend a2, and now after I can go rook c1. But now this is this little move a6, and after a6 again, it's getting awkward for white because b5 is coming. You will have a grip of c4, and black is fine. And I just want to show you what happens if you're very greedy. You want to you want to win some material, and then it will be disaster. So after bishop d2, which is a big mistake. Knight c6, now threatening to take on d4, and also b5 is coming, and now d5. There's double. You take on a1, you just grab the rook, and white takes back, and now you can just take on d5. You just take with your bishop, and you take back, and queen take d5, and you see, and now it's very difficult, Okay, now I guess knight f4 is only move, but you go queen d6, and then after e5 is coming. Knight f4, and e5 is coming, and you see these two pieces, these two bishops. You will win one of the two bishops here. Queen d6, and next move will be e5 here.
I have a question. In this position here, what happens if you play something like bishop c8?
Yeah, you can play bishop c8. You can also go knight. You can go knight d5. Maybe knight d5 is the best move. Also, you can do it. But even bishop take d5 is fine. Okay, yes, you can also go knight d5. But even just taking this, you get two pawns, and you will actually get one of the bishop. So you will have I think it's exchange up and pawns. So even taking on d5 is possible. Yes. So so it's not possible. So queen a4 is not also the right way to create problems for black. So white actually has to choose to give material two ways. One is d5. I didn't play d5, but I just want to show you what happened. d5. and bishop take a1, because otherwise if you go back, I will move my rook and I'm very fine. And I take back on a1. I got the black squared bishop. And now black play a very good move here, f6.
Once again, because the bishop is hanging here.
Yeah, once again, because the bishop is hanging. And this is very well-known position. White has an exchange down, but there are compensation because you have control of the black squares, and it's just very interesting. And I play this, but later on I switched on to what I played in this game. It became my favorite move in the position we had before. So let's go back.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, SPR Cow, for subscribing. On Prime. Okay, let's go back here. Yeah.
Yes, let's go back here. So I played rook c1. So my idea is of course now to go queen d2 or d5, everything under control. So black has no other choice than to take my pawn, because on a2, this is, otherwise if I keep this pawn, I will have the center, my pieces are getting well placed, and the knight on a5 still stay on the ring. So my chance here now is to have time to, this is because if I play slowly, black has a pawn up, and also you see these two pawns. Black has two passed pawns connected. So it's quite impressive that you can play this, but this is of course also very well now. So queen a4 is what I played to get something with tempo. Here you went bishop e6, but I just want to show you what Alexei Shirov played once with me. I only met it one time and I didn't know it so well. Can you go back? He played bishop b3. And I think this is one of the last time I played this line. Not because of this game, but I just decided to change. And so he played this little funny move. We played it in the Spanish team championship. I went queen d4, queen b4, and he went b6. And here I think maybe bishop g5 is considered the best. I played another move, and we soon, this is probably considered the best, because after rook a8, I have bishop b5. So there are some ideas with it. But let's go back. So this is also possible to play, but only one player played it, and it's Shirov, and he's such a creative player. But I was very happy. This game was a draw, and it was in the team championship, so it was even better to make a draw with him. So bishop e6 was played. It's the main line. Now I push the pawn, and bishop d7.
Yeah.
And queen b4 here. So now we have this position. I have my center. I have very good pieces. Black has these two pawns, but the knight on the rim, the right on the rim, is out of play. And this is one idea with the pawn on d5, to keep this knight out of play. And if you, now he played e6, which is also the most popular move. But if you go b6, sometimes, I will have, sometimes I can go maybe, first I go rook d1 or maybe bishop a6. It's not so easy to get the pieces to play. And I have also somebody knight d4, knight c6. So b6 is something you are very careful to play with. You really don't want to do it too quickly. So he played e6. And this is also, instead of b6, he played e6, knight c3. To defend on d5, he took. And now I took with a knight. I actually have taken with a pawn once, but I normally prefer to take with a knight. So this is what I played most of the time. And so now, for example, now it's still not possible to go knight c6. I will take on b7, and I will have my pawn back, and I will have a better perspectives, because you see, I have still this fantastic knight on d5. I have a very nice pawn changed. You see e4, f3, g4, e3. And this a pawn is not strong. And if black try to do something quickly with it, like a5, then I already have maybe bishop b. Okay, maybe not bishop. No, and then I take on c6. No, it's not possible. Of course not. So it's hanging. No, of course it's not possible. But my pieces are so active. So can you go back? Yeah. So it's not right. So after knight d5, yes, go on.
Yeah.
Anna, yes. Black wants to take away this knight. Bishop e6. So I just now, I put the only piece which is not active is my rook on f1. So I put it behind the knight there.
Yeah.
And he took, and I took back with the pawn.
This is like such a nice position for white. All the pieces are active.
Yeah, all the pieces are active. Now I have the bishop pair. And of course, my d5 pawn is very, very important. It's my compensation, the bishop pair, all the rooks playing. And that's my compensation for him having these, two pawns together. And the knight, of course, the knight and the rim, yes. And now it's not possible to take on d5, but it's important to know why it doesn't work. And it's because I don't take on g6. Taking on g6 is actually a mistake because you go queen b3 here. This is the idea. You go queen b3. I think
queen
yes.
b3,
yeah. I think you go queen b3, and if bishop c5, maybe it's like, could it be rook d8, something like this? I think it's like a rook d8 like this. So it's bishop take g6 is not the right move because it's so many things hanging. So the right move is simply to go bishop e4.
Oh, I thought it was bishop b5. Because then you have a6. Bishop e4. Okay, at some
point. Bishop b5. After bishop b5, you go again queen b3.
Queen b3. Oh, and it's hanging again. Okay.
Yeah, you have this.
That's the same idea. That if you take here, it's really good that you point that out.
Yeah, so you have this. And then afterwards, when you take on a5, I will have some b6 also. And for white, it's very important to keep this bishop on e3. This bishop, because with the pawn on f3, my king is weak. And now you see how important it is that in the opening, black played bishop g4. I have my pawn on f3. If the pawn was on f2, things like this wouldn't work for black. So this bishop g4 is very, very important move. But it's also well known. You have to play it. But you can see it in different variations why you have to weaken up the white king side.
Yeah. That's really interesting how such a little move can make such a big change in a position.
Yeah, it makes all the difference, this little move actually, yeah. So go back. Now you just played bishop e4. And now after queen b3, now you go bishop, I think it's bishop c5. Could it be? Yes, I think it's bishop c5 here. And if there's some rook f d8, let's see. I will just show you what will happen. We take on d8, yes.
Thank you, Hatanga, for donating $5.55 as well. Thank you. Yeah.
And then I take on a5. And the trick is now, after b6, we have this queen a3. This is the idea.
After b6, we have
queen a3. A3, yes. So you cannot take the bishop to c5 because the queen is hanging. And if you go, let's see, go back.
Yeah.
And
Thank
if you take
also
on a3, yeah.
Bishop Pevitu for rating us with a party of 15. Really appreciate that. Thank you.
And if you go rook d1, I think I just go king f2. Rook d1, king f2, because if you take on c1, there is a mate on d8. So it's just, there's really lots of these things, theme that they're made on the last rank. So this is why you cannot take the pawn on d5. It looks like you can take it, but it doesn't really work well for black. So let's go back. So what he played was, logical. Let's go back, more moves. Let's go back to the game.
Rook e8.
Yeah, you play rook e8, hitting my bishop, and then again, you see again this f3. Now I get this with tempo. If the pawn was an f2, I could play something different. Probably I could just go bishop b5 or something, or g6. But now I have to defend my bishop. So bishop f2, and it's the best square for the bishop. I need to keep both bishops still. I don't want to change the bishop, not yet, because. I also don't want that would make it so easy for black. I need to keep both bishops and also to keep more control of the black squares. And it's a little bit like when you're playing with material down, You normally need to keep the pieces, but the right one, the good ones. So bishop f2, and bishop f2, I have some ideas later on to go to bishop h4. So it's just a very logical square. Also, I avoided any kinds of queen b6 with the bishop of f2. So it's on the best play. So now comes next move for white, for black. Yeah, hitting my queen. I have to move it here. And now he played, bishop d6. Here in this position, you can also go, some players have played a6, but he played bishop d6, which is absolutely possible to play too.
And you played bishop b5?
Yeah, it's again, I want a little bit like forcing him back, and I have to play very actively with my pieces, and I want to get the E-line, but I don't want to change rooks. So I want to activate my pieces, because with the bishop on d6, he's not threatening any longer to take on d5. So, and I really have to play pushing. I can't play slow, because if I start playing too slow, it really has benefit black, who will improve his position. He will get a knight to play. So I have to do something here. He played, the logical rook f8, because it's normally the best square for him. And here I played, I attack the queen. And this is also very logical. Yeah, that's why it was good to have it on h4. And now we play f6. And f6 is really what you have to do, because if you go back, one is you can't go bishop e7 because I take and the knight is still hanging on a5, so it doesn't work. And if you go queen b6 check, yes, I realize king h1. Now my threat is both rook a1, and now it's not possible to defend the knight, and also bishop e1. So queen f6 is not really what you want to do. Also, there could be some idea going bishop f6, queen h4 against the king side. But okay, that's slower. But really, the knight is now getting a little bit in danger here. So f6 is the logical move here.
All right. So let's go back to f6, yeah?
Yeah. And now I just put my rook in e1. This was my idea. And I think after here he played a6. But I think even so far people have played. So this has been played by other people after me, and they have gone b6. But he played a6, and I wanted to go forward. So my idea was what I played. I wanted to take this. To get the piece to e6. So bishop d7, but it's possible to go bishop d3 also. And maybe this is, I'm not sure what is the better, but during the game, I really wanted to go here. He went b5, forcing my next move, and now taking space for his, take a space on the queen side, and finally trying to get this knight on a5 to get the play. So b5 was coming, and it's forcing me to go to defend my knight. And now, of course, f5 is not working because I win a piece. I take the queen and I take on a5. So it doesn't work, f5. So here, the best move now. Now he made a blunder. He played rook a7, and this is a blunder. This is a mistake, but it's not so easy to know why it's a mistake. He should have gone king g7. This was the best move. And this position is like, it's a little bit like unclear, I think. Maybe the computer prefer black, but I think it's chances also for me. So, but he didn't go king g7. And I will just show why knight c7 doesn't work, because it looks like a logical way to defend the bishop. But after knight c7...
Knight b7.
No, knight c4, I'm sorry. Knight c4.
Yeah.
Yes. I go queen e6 check. And now if you go rook f7, I have bishop e8, and I will take up. I will win exchange.
Really
so you see how important it is that I am controlling the e-line. So, and if you go king g7, I have rook takes c4. Yes, exactly. Rook takes c4. And I take on
this
d6.
might be coming as well at some point.
Yeah, this will also be coming. So, and I had the two bishops. And the two bishop against a rook, you really need to have two pawns, two good pawns. If you have only these, now I also have a mating attack, so it's it's just winning. But that's why knight c4 doesn't work. But he played, let's go back. So he played, bishop d7, all the rook e7, and it's because he saw that after f6 he's weak on the second rank, so he wanted to put his rook there. And the idea was, we can give a check. I played a check, queen e6 check, king d7, and his idea is, of course, if I take on d6, he take on d7, he will take on a5, d5, and it doesn't matter. I got the black square bishop. He will be on the upper hand. But now he defend the second rank. But now I have a very nice tactics. And this is a little bit the reason why I wanted to show this game. I was very happy when I found it during the game. And this is also, it was the last game to play. You play in the team. And we won by the minimum, so it was very important to win. I don't think I knew that when I was playing. So, but I find this tactics, and it's just, it's quite nice.
Let's see once again, before you say it, let's see if chat can find it. I think that this game has been linked, so maybe a lot of people have already seen the whole game. Is that true?
Sorry?
This game has been linked in the chat, so people have had access to it. Okay, but if you haven't, let's see if you can find the tactic. I mean, I have it in front of me now, so I can't say anything, but I was just trying to calculate it myself. But let's see. Yeah, all right. People are seeing it. Awesome. Yeah.
Very nice. So let's see. So
Rook c8.
Rook c8. Yeah. So you have to take queen, take d7. If you go rook, take d7, you go. This is just. I can just show it what will happen if you give the queen. Yes, I take on d8. You have to take with the rook d on d8 because you have to defend f6. And I go rook a1 and I take on a6. And this is just good for me. This is not enough for the queen. The queen will be strong, and then the rook and the knight here. So
there's no way to defend.
Yeah, so there's no way to defend here for black. So black played a normal move, and it was to take with the
queen takes d7.
And then I play the next shot. The idea with my combination here.
Next shot, I like that. Bishop takes f6.
Yeah, and now again, there's no choice because if you go king h6, I have mate in very few moves.
Do you want to show the mate?
Yeah, with queen e3. Yeah. And then it will be mate on g5.
Mate.
So rook take f7, f6. I go rook g8 check, and this is the idea. King h6. And now it doesn't work queen e3 because black put a piece between on g5 or anything. So no, not g5, bishop f4 or rook f4. So there is no mate. So I can't. So, but I just take the rook. And normally, of course, two pieces are stronger than the rook. But here with the king, really, this is very, very strong. I'm threatened mate now in one. And if you try to, he played bishop c5. But if you go bishop e7, you can mate in different ways. If you go bishop e7, I can just show it. You can go rook take g6 check if you want. I think so, yes. And you take with a pawn, queen h8, king g5, and now we will. Let's say I guess we go. Maybe I think we could play this here. Maybe rook f5. Maybe h4. Yeah, h4 is the right way, of course. H4, and then it's mate the next move.
Yeah, because if you go here, there's mate like this, and if you go here, there's mate.
It's just
on e5.
The same way. So bishop e7 doesn't work.
All right.
So he played bishop c5 check, and I went king f1. It doesn't really matter where I go with the king, but my idea was if we will play an endgame, I wanted my king to be closer to to the center, yes. But actually, and King F1, that's what I played. But it really didn't matter where I went. And Queen D5, and this is his idea to defend the mate with the queen. But his king, even if we're changing queen, even his king is still very bad. So I play Queen H4. And I took. And now we cannot take with pawn because it will be mate in one. So it's just this. His pawns are really helping me with his mate. So this is very important. Otherwise, all these things wouldn't work. It's very important to have this. This winning move. So and now I went a rookie-fied shag. Queen h6. And now, during the game, King h6, and I took the bishop, but there is a stronger move, but I will tell you later. I actually took the bishop, and I saw the stronger move, but I don't know. I really, somehow, I am a person of a very uncertain person, and I just wanted to grab the point. So I took on c5, but there's a stronger move, but I took on c5, and now the only way for black to survive here is maybe to go rook g7, and I will change, and I will go after the pawn on a6. So, and I will go after the pawn on a6, rook a7, and I will take this pawn. So this is just very good for me.
But really nice that idea, actually, the stronger one as well.
Yeah, the stronger one. Yeah, of course. And okay, he can also go knight b3, rook d1, rook c8, rook c7 to try to change my rook, so he will get rid of it. But I can show you the moves if you want. Knight b3, rook d. But again, I will win this rook, this end game, because when you have a rook in the end games, and I have 3 against 2 will win, and black cannot create enough counterplay with the pawns on the. As when we had changed rooks with the pawns on the queen side, because I will grab them simply, and so it's an easy win. But knight b3 and rook c7 to try to change my rook on the 5th was also another way. But he played knight c4, and I made just one move, and he resigned. And this is the move I should have played before also.
And this is the move that a lot of people are saying here in the chat. Amazing move. g4. Threatening a really, really, really beautiful mate. Really beautiful mate. So rook h5, check, takes, and g5 mate. The king cannot go anywhere, so there's a pawn on h5.
Yeah, no, so it's really so nice. Then you have this. So it's just really, really nice. So of course I could have played earlier. So let's go back to the moment when I took the bishop, and a little bit like I know Juan, he would absolutely play. I should have played g4 here, absolutely now. And then of course rook g7, I go g5, I grab the rook, and if you go bishop e7, I go f4.
Stop the g5.
I just go f4.
Wow.
And now we have the same story, and there's no way for black to get out of it. So, of course, I should have played the beautiful way, but I've played more.
So beautiful, so beautiful.
The safe way, yeah. So, and I really like, to get in this combination. This was also it's such a nice feeling when you play for a team. Also, I playing in the, I played in the open section, and I was also chosen to play the last round, and that you can give back, you can win the last round. Yeah, that was I was very happy with that.
How did you see that the team did at the end?
In the end, we won this match with 2.5, but it was not, we were only 18th, and we were high rated. But if we would have won, we could even had 4-0, then, or 3.5, then we would have been around like maybe 11th. And if we won 4-0, maybe even higher up. That would have been fantastic. But okay, we didn't actually have all the strongest players. Ferdinand Hellish was missing. So in the team was Ulf Andersson on first board, second board was Thomas Ernst, and third board was John Hector. I was fourth board, fifth board was Tom Wedberg, and sixth board was Stellan Brynäs.
Oh, they had 6 boards.
Yeah, not the two reserves. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I said 6 board. No, 5 and 6 are reserves. So we always play 4 players. And that's why after they changed it, they pick up the rules they have in the European Team Championship to play 4+1. And when you have 2 reserves, it was quite a lot. So it's better like it's now. You have 1 reserve and all the players have to be quite active. Yeah. So.
And this was the last time you played for the Open team?
No, it was not. I actually played. I played 1992, and I played 94 in Moscow. We didn't go, and I didn't. Yeah, I didn't play. I didn't want to play for personal reasons. And then 96, Sweden delayed. 94, we actually played with a women team. We were one of the few who only played with a women team, but there were so many players in the open team, open section, that the captain, he decided just to send a woman team. And 96, we played in Yerevan. And I think that was my best Olympiad. I made, I was very happy with my results. I beat some strong players, and I actually played on second board. I never played so high up, but then I played on second board after Ulf Andersson. And then I also played 2000, but the year 2000 I didn't play well in the Olympiad. All these 4 years I was picked up to play the last game, all these 4 times. And in the first 3 Olympiads, 1992, 96, I won in the last round. But 2000, I lost in the last round. I had a bad Olympiad and just felt now it's time for me to step back. And this was the last time I played in the Olympiad or in the European. I played European team maybe before, but this was the last time. I thought that if I will come back, it will be with the ladies team. And after
so that was the last time you played in Olympiad. That's for the Open team. You have played for the women's team after.
Yeah, I played 4 times after, and I played 4 times before. So I played 12 Olympiads altogether. Mm.
And one of them was with me and Juan as well. We played, or Juan wasn't playing for our team, but 2016 in Baku, it was Pia in the first board. I was the reserve then 4 years ago, and then Juan was the captain. So
yeah, it was really a dream tournament to play, really a dream team for me. Mm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and then this year 2019, we played also in the European Team Championship, and that was once again you in the first board, I was playing on the third board, and then Juan was the captain again. So that's really, very, very nice. And Juan has actually been the captain for the Swedish team very, very many times. And the year, was it 2006, I think? No, 2000. Yeah, it could have been 2006. It was in Turin. And actually, he was the captain for the Swedish team, but I didn't go. And one reason I didn't go was that they said that children were not allowed where we were going to stay. Afterwards, they said we could change it. But I realized there will be no other children. It will not be so easy to bring you, because we always brought you when we went to the European team or when we went to the Olympiads when you were a kid. So that was the reason why I decided not to play there. But Juan was still the captain for the Swedish ladies team. Mm. All right. Well, thank you so much, Pia. It feels so weird once again to say Pia, mom, for giving us this amazing analysis and showing us these 2 really beautiful games. They were so beautiful. The first one with the queen sacrifice, and the last one with this really, really nice mate, G4, Rook H5 and G5. So beautiful. And they were both playing against the Grunfeld. So I hope that everyone now in the chat feels a little bit more confident playing against the Grunfeld with this Bishop C4 variation.